Now, there's a lot of drama that's been going around lately on YouTube. Yeah, you heard me right. Drama on YouTube? Who would have thought? This one is not one that I would expect. It's between two pretty big people, internet-wise, like popularity, but they're like totally different people. Their content like just contradicts each other. They're nothing the same. And I honestly don't really know why this beef randomly started, but it's like evolved into this thing where it's like a debate, which is harder to make a career on, Twitch or YouTube. And I've noticed that you can hear like a lot of Twitch, like popular Twitch people complaining that, oh, being a Twitch streamer is so hard. On YouTube, you literally can upload whenever you want and all that, and you don't have to deal with the schedule and blah blah blah. And YouTube's like, oh, well, Twitch people are just lazy and don't do anything and get tons of money for it.
Not Leafy, he's a fucking YouTuber. YouTubers don't need breaks.
Yeah, they do.
They make like one YouTube video a week and they're like, oh, my mental health needs me to take more breaks. It's a fucking YouTube video. It's 10 minutes long. Out here live like 200 hours a month.
And YouTube's like, oh, well, Twitch people are just lazy and don't do anything and get tons of money for it. And it's heated this whole debate. And today I'm going to be discussing that debate. But first, I think I want to like explain the backstory behind it, which is kind of revolving around Leafy. LeafyIsHere, you probably know him, and Pokimane, which you also probably know. I still don't really know why they hate each other so much now, but basically Leafy's been talking about quite a lot of things, but the thing I want to focus on is that Pokimane doesn't actually do anything other than, his main point is Pokimane doesn't do anything other than just kind of react to other people's videos that aren't even hers, and she doesn't make her own content. That's kind of like started all this debate, because now Pokimane, well, hasn't responded herself, but her fans, in quotations, because I don't know, these guys are kind of just losers, they're defending her, and yeah, there's just a big conflict going on. So YouTubers are saying that Twitch people are lazy and don't actually do anything and they get lots of money for it. Meanwhile, Twitch people are talking about how YouTubers are pretty lazy too. And it's just so weird why there's this huge unnecessary competition between Twitch and YouTube, or streaming and videos in general. And it's random. It's like, why do YouTubers care about what content Twitch people are making? Why do Twitch people care about what content YouTubers are making? Doesn't make any sense. But that's kind of why I want to talk about this. I want to discuss. Now, there's lots of different factors why one might be harder than the other, and I'm going to be going through all these different factors. I've got 4 main factors. Some things to keep in note is I'm talking about for doing this as a job, like full-time YouTuber and full-time Twitch, which is a harder path to go along. And I'm going to be grading it on these 4 different points. Like each point, I guess you get a point if it's harder. So like if YouTube has it harder for something, they get a point, and whoever has the most points in the end, I guess has it harder. I don't know, it's a silly thing to do for a silly topic. The first point's going to be effort. Like, how much effort do these guys put into their stuff? How hard is it to make this content and all that? Streaming as a whole is pretty easy stuff. It doesn't require much skill and much practice to get good at streaming. It's really just going down to how entertaining you are. You don't need to be good at editing. You don't need to, because you can pay someone just to make your transitions, your templates, and all that. Because most streamers, no, they don't make their own stuff. Do you really think Pokimane made all her transitions and set up everything? No, she definitely paid someone to do all that. Meanwhile, on YouTube, yes, you can pay someone to edit your videos, which is pretty obviously what lots of YouTubers do. That's how they manage to put out like 2 videos a day or a video a day, because that's just not realistic to do that. But Twitch streamers, all they need to do is sit in front of a camera and talk. And all the content on Twitch, it's not like they're doing anything super hard. Like, they're either playing a video game and they're commentating over the video game, or they're watching someone else do something off of YouTube as well. Like, I've noticed that that's a really big thing on Twitch now. It's just reacting, and I think that's really lazy. It doesn't make you a good content creator, and I think that it really depends on who you are as a person. If reacting is like good, like if you look at someone like I'm going to talk about Pokimane a lot in this video because it's kind of the whole reason that this is starting up. If you look at Pokimane versus Moist Critical, he also basically just reacts to stuff. He plays games and all that, but mostly what he does is react to stuff. Their main differences is that, well, Critical, he's very entertaining to watch. He's comedic. He adds stuff to the table to the stuff he's watching. He doesn't just watch it while eating food. And Pokimane, on the other hand, literally just watches the video, almost adding nothing to it, like barely ever saying anything. And it's lazy. It's boring. I don't know how people can watch other stuff all day. It just sounds so silly to me. Imagine explaining to someone that all day you watch someone watch stuff. Like, that doesn't sound very entertaining. And then for YouTubers, the amount of effort, because I've tried both Twitch streaming and YouTube, and like, I don't do it full time, of course. I don't do it as a job. I don't get any earnings from either of them, but I've streamed enough and I've made YouTube videos enough to know how much effort you need to put into it. And I would definitely say that YouTube is way harder, because first of all, you need to record stuff, and setting up recordings is pretty hard. Then you need to edit it, and editing is probably the longest thing out of it all. I spend a very long time editing my videos, especially longer ones. Well, I mean, for pretty obvious reasons, but I've got some videos that I just don't care about. I kind of just click record and add music and post it. And then there's other ones where I'll spend all day or multiple days like editing it, trimming it, blah blah blah. And it takes so much more effort to do that stuff, and skill. You need skill to do it. You need to find music that is legal to use, I guess, that won't get you copyright striked. And just doing all that is very tedious, I guess, which is why YouTubers can't have 6 hours to 12 hours worth of content every day like Twitch streamers can, because all Twitch streamers do is film themselves. So I'd say for this first point, it definitely goes to YouTube. YouTubers definitely put a lot more effort. I mean, not all of them. I'm gonna make this clear at the start, there's definitely a lot of variation between people, because some YouTubers literally just upload maybe clips off of Twitch. Like, someone says something funny on Twitch and they'll be like, that's their channel. And then there's other people who genuinely spend months making their one video. That's the huge difference between all this. So, but I'm going to speak on average. Most people put enough effort into their videos. YouTubers definitely spend a lot more work, maybe not as much time, but a lot more effort and work and skill to match their YouTube videos and post than Twitch people. So yeah, that point goes to YouTube. Up next on our list, we have number 2, which is scheduling. I'm going to define this as how much time and how much free time people get when doing this type of stuff, like recording videos, how much time it takes to record videos, how much time it takes to edit. And for streaming, it's a little bit different. It's like, how full is their schedule, because usually people schedule a stream, how long they'll be streaming for, and then they have to fulfill that every day. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure most streamers just say, I'm gonna be live at this time, and I'm gonna end at this time, and then that's what they do every day. So at a certain time you can expect your streamer to be live. For YouTube, you don't really need to worry about having a schedule, like in the sense that you can record whenever you want and you can edit whenever you want, as long as you meet your weekly upload or daily upload or whatever. But you don't need to do it from like 3 to 6 or stuff like that. It's just any time during the day. And that I would definitely say is easier than Twitch, because for Twitch, well, I want to see if I can find an example. So look at Philza, for example. He's got, if you look in the schedule section, you can see how long and when he started going live and how long he goes live for. And I assume his following probably would start losing interest if he went off schedule, because that's the reason why there's a schedule there, so people can be like, oh, at 11 a.m. I can expect to watch him, and if he's not live at 11 a.m. people might just lose interest. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, even if YouTubers and Twitch streamers spend the same amount of time making their content, YouTubers don't have to do it at a specific time. Like, they can do it at any time during the day they want, and they're good. And for Twitch, there's a strict schedule that they basically need to follow and all that. And that's why I would say this point would have to go to Twitch, because being a Twitch streamer is definitely more of a hassle when it comes to you don't have as much free time. So yeah, point to Twitch. Number 3, I'd say, was about the hardest one for me to research, just because there's so much variation with it. Number 3 is, of course, earnings. How much money are you making from doing this? Now, what I mean by variations is, people who upload once a month definitely don't make as much money as people who upload every single day. Like, look at PewDiePie, for example. He uploads every single day and they get millions of views. And then other people who post barely often at all but are still big channels are for sure not making as much money. And if you look at Twitch, for example, some people just don't have a community that donates to them all the time, and some people do. Some people get tons of donations. So there's just so many different factors in play. Like, you can't really find an average streamer's pay, because it really depends on the person. You can't find an average YouTuber's pay because it just depends on the person so much. And I think YouTube has more factors in it than Twitch, because, well, first of all, you can't really get demonetized on Twitch. If you play copyrighted music, you don't really need to care. It's just not going to appear in your VOD. It will be muted. And no one really cares that much anyways about VODs, because I don't think you can make money from VODs, except maybe if there's an ad. I don't know. I don't really know how that works. But for YouTube, if you make one little slip up, like you're walking through a mall and all of a sudden on the radio in the mall, they play 2 seconds of a copyrighted song, you can't get any money from your video, and it's ridiculous. So most videos that people make, they don't get money from, or they do for a very short amount of time before it does get claimed. Also, YouTube pays are very low on YouTube. And Twitch, I've noticed a lot of YouTubers, when they stream on Twitch, they're like, I think I'm going to be a full-time Twitch streamer. Like Quackity, for example, he said once in a stream, I'm not going to go find the clip because it would take forever, but he said that I make so much more money on Twitch than I do on YouTube. And it's true. I think YouTube makes way less money than Twitch, but I don't have a definitive number. And that's why I'm kind of like uncertain about this. Like, if I gave a point to YouTube on this, that they make less money, there's always going to be people saying, oh, but I'm pretty sure you can make more money on YouTube if you do blah blah blah. And like, it's such a gray area, and there's so much variation and stuff, that I'm just going to give the point to both, I guess, have a hard time making money, but that's not really true either. I don't know, but yeah, both get a point for this one, I guess. Now, the last point, I don't really need to say anything about it. It's the same as the first one. The reason why I have it twice is because I definitely feel like it's the most important out of all of these. I don't want to trail on about it because I feel like I'll just be repeating myself. Also, I've had to like reshoot this same, or re-record this same thing over and over again because I just can never get it quite right. I don't know. I just feel like YouTube in a whole, it's just more hard to deal with, and it's more hard to make money from than Twitch, because Twitch is like, you directly get money from people, and it's a lot easier to get random people to send you money than it is to make a video that is monetizable, advertiser friendly, and getting sponsors and stuff like that. And it's also a lot harder to make videos than it is to stream, despite what Twitch streamers say, where they're like, oh, you make a 10-minute video a week, boohoo, I stream 12 hours a day. But really, streaming is just playing video games with an extra step on it. But to wrap it all up, I really just want to say that this whole debate between YouTube and Twitch is kind of unnecessary. Although they're both kind of gaming platforms, well, not gaming platforms, but like entertainment platforms in general, they don't really need to be in conflict with each other. I could see this argument picking up a lot more where Twitch streamers and YouTubers divide themselves from each other, and I mean, maybe it's not gonna happen, but I feel like it could happen with where things are going right now. But I also want to say that realistically, being a streamer or being a YouTuber for a job, just don't complain about something being easier than another one. You've got like the easiest job in the world. You literally play video games, or you literally make videos for a living. It's not that hard. I mean, I'm doing this for free, and you're expecting pay, so I mean, lots of people do this for free, and you shouldn't feel entitled that you need to be making a crazy lump sum of money from it. But yeah, that's about it. Also, this has nothing to do with the video in general. This is just a little bit of me stuff. I haven't been posting videos very lately because the computer I'm using is kind of facing a lot of troubles. There's no graphics card in it right now, so the footage I used is old footage I found randomly on my computer for the background gameplay, and it's really hard to record things, and it's really hard to edit things because everything's really slow without a graphics card, and I'm trying to fix that. I also can't play a single game because I have no graphics card, so yeah, that kind of sucks. But if you like this type of style of video, I guess commentary if you want to call it that, I'll probably be doing that a lot more lately because it's really the only thing I can do right now. Also, if you disagree with one of my opinions, be sure to comment that, and I'll definitely check it out. I totally won't ignore it and just not care. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video if you watch that next video. If you don't, well then, bye, yes.